Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ayushi, and today I'll be covering the remaining topic, which is function. So, what is function? A function is a large program which is divided into the basic building blocks, and those blocks are known as function. A function can be called multiple times to provide reusability. By using function, we can avoid rewriting the same logic again and again in a program. So reusability is the main achievement of function. Next is what is how function in C versus Python. Function in C, how we used to write that data type followed by a function name and a round bracket and semicolon. But in case of Python, how we define a function is we define it by using a def keyword. Def keyword is used to define a function followed by a function name, round bracket, and colon. Your colon is must in Python, and then simple printing. Next is function in C and functions in Python. That is user-defined function which are in C. That is function with argument and without return value. Function without argument and with return value. Function with argument and without return value. Function with arguments and with return value. In Python programming, as per our requirement, we can use the user-defined function in multiple ways, same as which is there in C. Now creating a function. As we have seen that how we define a function, that is using def keyword followed by a function name, then round bracket and colon. Here you can see that we have defined a function, my function name, and then we are simply printing that is hello from a function. When we run this, we will not get any output because we haven't we are simply defining a function. We haven't called a function. So how we call a function? So here you can see that we have given a function name, that is func1, and we are printing I am learning Python program. This is known as function definition, whereas after defining a function, we have to call a function. So how it is done is we'll call it by the function name, which is func1. Next is how function returns a value. Return command in Python specifies what value to give back to the caller of a function. So here, supposing we want to find the square of 4. So it should give us the answer 60. So this is done by we'll write return x square, that is x into x, and then we'll simply print the function which is square of 4. We'll see the demonstration how it is done. So here in first example, we have taken a function which is language, and then we have simply printed that function, that is Python program. When you run the program, we will not get any output. Here we are not getting output because we are simply defining a function. We haven't called the function. So how this is done? Here, after defining the function, we have to call that function using the function name. That is, here you can see that language is a function name. So we have to call the function, that is language. So after defining a function, we have to call a function. So this will give us Python programming. Next is how we define the return function. Supposing we want to find the square of 4. So how this is done, that is, we'll define a function which is square of x, then we'll print that is x square that is x into x. Then we'll print then we'll be calling the function by using the function name, that is square of 4. When we run this will give us 16 as an output, but this 16 output is not this 16 output will give is of the print function, that is print x square. Here x square, when we call the function that is square of 4, this will give us none, because Python return nuns for failing of at the end of function. So we'll give a clear understanding. Then supposing if we write y is equals to x into x, and when we run this, here it is simply giving us 4. The previous example, when we wrote print of x into x, that was giving us 16. But here it is giving us none, because we haven't because it will return none, because here it ends the function. In the next example, we are the same thing is done. That is, we are finding a square root of 4. So using return value, here return, we can find the square of 4. How much? So how this is done? That is, we want to find the square of 4. Then we'll return x square, which is x into x. That will give us the output 16, because return will give back to the caller of the function. Next is arguments in function. The argument is a value that is passed to the function when it is called. In other words, we can say that on the calling side, it is known as argument, and on the function side, it is known as parameter. So here you can see that this is known as nothing. So here you can see that star kid is known as parameter, and this here Alexid and Neom is known as argument. Arbitrary arguments, which is represented by star args. If you do not know how many arguments that you will be passing in your function, add a star before the parameter name in the function definition. Or if the number of arguments are unknown, then simply by adding a star before the parameter, this can be done. So here, let us take an example, that is def my function. My function is a function name, and star kids. So you are not aware how many kids name you will be passing. So we have written here star kids. Then we want to print the youngest child is. So here we are concatenating the kids, and we are taking the array, that is 2. So 0, 1, and 2. So you can add three names for the kids, and then we are calling that function, that is Alex, Sid, and Neom. So the output we'll be getting is the youngest kid is Alex, Sid, and from this Alex, Sid, and Neom will be getting the youngest child name. Next is keyword argument. You can also send argument with the key equal to value syntax. This way, the order of the argument doesn't matter. Let us take an example. We are taking here the function, which is my function, child 3, child 2, and child 1. We want to find the youngest child, which is child 3. So we are calling a function. Here we have taken that is key and the value. So while calling a function, we can pass the key as well as value. So we are calling the function, that is child 1 is Alex, child 2 is Sid, and child 3 is Leo. So this will give us the output. The youngest kid is Neo. Next is default parameter value. If we call the function without argument, it uses the default value. Let us take an example. Here, my function, the function name is my function, and we are taking country is equals to Norway as a default value. And then we are printing I am from, that is country. And then we are calling the function, that is Sweden, India, and here there's no argument is passed, and Brazil. So here we'll be getting the output as I am from Sweden, I am from India, and here there's no argument passed, so it'll take the default parameter, which is Norway. So the answer will be I am from Norway and I am from Brazil. We'll see the demonstration of this also. arguments in function. So we want to multiply two numbers, that is x and y. This is known as declaring an argument. Then we want to print x and y. So here we are declaring the argument, and by will pass the value, that is 2 and 8, which is in the function name, which is multiply 2 and 8. So we'll be getting the output as 16. So here this is known as declaring an argument, and this is passing argument. This is known as passing an argument. Next is to declare a default value of an argument. Assign a value, assign it a value at a function definition. Here also we want to multiply two numbers. The thing is, we have taken y as a default argument. So we want to multiply x and y. While we are passing, while calling a function, we are only passing the value which is 4, that is of x. We are not passing y value. So y value will take this default value, which is 0. So 4 into 0, that will give us 0. That will give us 0. So the default value which will take is for y is equals to 0 from the parameter. Next example is, now we are changing the y value of 2, which is the default value of y is equals to 0, but while calling a function, we'll change the y value as 2. So here we are multiplying x and y, will return x and y, but while calling the function, we are passing the value of x is equals to 2, but previously the value of y is equals to 0, but now we are changing the value, that is 2. So the y value will be taken as 2. So 2 into 2 will give us 4. You can also change the order in which the arguments can be passed in Python. Here we are multiplying two numbers, that is x, and here we have taken y value is equals to 0, which is the default argument. Now we want to print the value of x, as well as we want to print the value of y. Then we are returning x into y. Here we are calling a function while we want to multiply, that is x and y. We are changing the order here. So we are passing y is equals to 2 first, and then x is equals to 8. Even this is possible. So x value is 8 and y value is 2. So when we multiply, it will give us the output as 16. Now we'll see Python function with no argument and no return value. Here we want to add two numbers. That is, we are defining a function, that is, we want to add two numbers. We have taken a is equals to 20, b is equals to 30, and we have taken sum is equals to a plus b because we want to add the numbers. Here we are not passing any argument here, no return value. So here we are simply printing the function, that is after calling the function, and then sum. And then we are calling the function, that is adding. So here no arguments is used and no return value is used. So the answer will be, after calling the function, it will give us 50, which is 20 plus 30. Next is function with no arguments and with return value. Here no arguments is passed, and we are returning returning multiply. So here we are taking multiplication as a function name. We are taking two values, that is a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. Then we are simply multiplying a into b. Then we'll return multiply. So, and then we'll print after calling the multiplication function, and then we are calling the multiplication function. So this will give us the output as 250. That is 10 into 25, that is 250. Python function with arguments and no return value. Here we have passed arguments a and b, but we have not used return value here. Here we want to multiply a and b, and then we are printing that. After that, we are calling multiplication. Here we have passed the argument, that is 10 and 20. So it is with argument and no return value. This will give us the output as 200. Python function with arguments and return value. So we'll be passing argument as well as return value. So here we want to add two numbers, that is a and b. Then we are taking sum is equals to a plus b. Then we are returning sum. And after that, we are calling the addition function, which is a and b. Here we are passing the arguments, which are 25 and 45. So this addition will give us 70 as output. Next is multiple argument can also be passed as an array. So here we have previously we have seen that star args is used when we want to pass multiple for multiple values, or the values are unknown. You are unknown to the values. So here this can be done as we are defining test as a function name, then followed by star args. Then we are simply printing args. We are taking here args mean we can take as many values you want. So here we are passing the values, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Even you can add more values if you want. So this will give us the output as 1 2 3 4 5 6. Next example of the same, that is multiple argument, is we have defined a function which is my function star kids, and we are printing we want to print the youngest of the kids. We have taken an array of two, which is 0 1 and 2. So three kids name can be passed. Here we have passed we are calling we have passed three arguments, which are alex, sid and neom, and we want to find the youngest of child. So it will give us the output as the youngest child is neom. Next is you can also send argument with the key and a value syntax. We'll see example, that is we are defining a function my function, which is language 3 2 and 1, and then we are simply printing the value. The language is, that is we want to print the third language. So we'll pass it in the key and the value in the argument section, that is as an argument, that is my function. We are taking lang1 as python, lang2 as java, and lang3 is linux. And here we are printing that the language is, we want the third language, so it will give us the output of the third language. So we get the output as the language is linux. Next is passing a list as an argument. Here we have taken my function as a function, and then we have passed fruits. We are taking, then for x in fruits, we want the name of fruits, so we are taking a list. So for x in fruits, and we are printing simply printing x. Here we have taken the name of fruits, that is apple, banana and cherry. Then we'll call the function, which will call the function passing the arguments as fruit. So here we have mentioned apple, banana and cherry in list. So we'll get the output apple, banana and cherry. Last is default parameter value. So here we have taken function country is equals to Norway. We have taken this as a default value. Then we are printing I am from which country, that is we are taking which from which country we belong. So then we are calling the function. Here we have taken Sweden. Then argument is passed as India. Here there's no argument passed. So this will take the default value as Norway. So this will give us the output as I am from Norway. And next we are passing, that is Brazil. So this will give us the output as I am from Brazil. This is all for function, and the next portion will be covered by Neelam.
Okay, thank you, Ayushi. So what I was asking is Python, isn't it? So Python, many things you can get from the internet, but till date, what you learn. So unless and until you will try it from your side, you will do experiments by your side, you won't be able to get it properly. That means the confidence which is to be developed from your side, that now I'm good in Python, I can do programming in Python, I can learn the advanced versions of Python. If I want to learn NumPy, if I want to learn Python, if I want to learn you can say machine learning packages, everything should be possible. So one of the message I'm getting in the chat message, that PPTs. So if you are aware of classrooms and you registered in the classroom, already I had shared the PPTs of all the sessions, all the days. Even for today's session also, whatever PPTs are there, that is already plugged within the folders of Google Classroom. So many things are there, but the basics was Python, introduction to Python. So what my suggestion is that from the practicals, what we have done, that there is one NPTEL course which is Joy of Computing with Python. So in that NPTEL course, even that motivated me to learn Python in depth with all the concepts which are very well specified. So that NPTEL course is explaining you everything very nicely. Apart from that, along with MCQ, what you people have to attempt, there are some practical exams also which are very typical practical exams, that you have to think directly, nothing is available, you have to think about that how to attempt those questions. So when you are attempting those questions, at that time that confidence will come automatically from your side. Now here the scenario in our workshop was that we thought that we will provide assignments to you regularly, practical assignments, but number of students increases beyond our expectation. So what we are expecting, 50 to 60 students are there, then it is enough for us to explain or to check their assignments. So at last moment, the number increased. So numbers increased from 150, nearly it was 150, from that many duplications were there. So because of that, what we thought about that, we can provide you MCQ questions, so that from Google Classroom we can fetch the data very easily, and even those MCQs you are attempting, then it would be, you can say concepts would be clear, because MCQ you have to set yourself or you have to try yourself. Now, after completing function, so function was our last topic, which is to be covered in introduction of Python, but in between sets and dictionary, these were the two topics which were left. So in yesterday's session, we covered list and tuples. So lists are nothing but they are ordered and they are indexed. They are ordered and they are indexed. Apart from that, they are mutable. So mutable means what? Ordered means what? After 0, 1 can be there. After 1, 2 can be there. And indexing means what? To refer a value, you need one index value. So index is A5. So 5 signifies what? 5 is the index and A is the list in which elements are stored as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you getting? And mutable means what? You can change the value of that variable. But in case of tuple, the scenario is different. So scenario is different means they are ordered, they are indexed, but the thing is they are non-mutable, they are unmutable. In unmutable means what? You can't change the values. You can't change the values of tuple. Now where it could be used? So unless and until you will know that I'm learning this thing, this thing, this thing, where exactly it would be used, you are becoming engineer, isn't it? After 4 years, those who are in first year, after 4 years they will face the industry. For final year students, after 1 year they will face the industry. But before taking admission in computer engineering or any other branch, you must have thought about that. After completion of this, where you will go, isn't it? Likewise, when you are learning all this list, tuple, sat, dictionary, functions, where you will use. So unless and until the problem statement is not there with you, the zeal to learn that won't come. So because of that, I'm telling you that if you learn structure, if you learn structures in C, then your tuples are similar to structure. So what is there in structure? Structure will contain different types of elements. So likewise in tuples also different types of elements are there, but these elements are not mutable. You can change the values of those variables. But in case of list, if you want to use something like name of an first name of 50 users. So what you can say that all are of same type, string, string, string. Why not to use list? I want to store 10 values which are of numerical time. Why not to use list? Because they are ordered, and what you learn in case of C is array. So arrays can be considered as list. So whenever ordered and similar type of thing is there, better to use list. And whenever something abruptly, which is not gradually changing, so this type of different entities are there, better to use tuples. So this was tuple and list, which we have ended yesterday. Now the second topic is set. Now set is again unordered and unindexed. So the name which is specified is over here is unordered. Unordered signifies what? What is ordered in case of list? So there are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything is placed in ordered form. While in case of set, you are not having this element first, that element second, this element third. So this type of ordered or ordered sequencing is not there in case of set, and it is unindexed. Unindexed means what? To refer an element, to refer an element of set, you are not having any index like 0, 1, 2, 3, or name like refer using some index. So that is missing in case of set. So in Python, sets are written in curly brackets. So if I'm concentrating on list, you are having square bracket. Concentrating on tuples, you are having round bracket. But in case of set, you are having curly brackets. So curly brackets are specified as sets. So set of element, set of things. If you want to specify, then better to use curly bracket and a set like apple, banana, cherry. So here curly bracket signifies it is a set. If you want to print, the scenario is same. That print is the function through which you can print all the elements of this set. If you are writing type, then type will give you it is type of set. The set is the type. Likewise, if you want to access the element, as indexing is not there, so you can't write square bracket in which 0, 1, 2, this type of things are not allowed. So because of that, here if you want to, so you cannot access items in a set by referring to an index. It is non-indexable. So here you can see that unindexed, it is unindexed. Indexing is not possible in case of set. So how to refer all the elements? So in a for loop, x in set this print x, so it will print each and every value. Apple, banana, cherry, whatever is there, that will be printed directly. Because indexing is not possible since sets are unordered, the items has no index. It is unordered. Unordered means where apple is there, whether this is the first element, whether this is the second element, no, nothing like that. So indexing is not possible in case of set. So because of that, you can say that you can't refer using index. So either all the elements you are printing or none of the element you are printing. So a loop is possible to print all the elements within the set. So but you are having a loop, a for loop you can have, a while loop you can have. This is possible to access elements within a set. Now it is not unmutable, it is mutable. Mutable means what? You can change the values within the set. So once a set is created, you can not change its item, but you can add new items. So what changes are possible? So the values you are not, that you can't change its value, but you can add new items. So you can expand the set. So apple, banana, cherry, orange addition is possible. So ADD. This is the function through which you can add element within a set. So adding element within the set is possible. So apple, banana, cherry. After that, you are adding orange. But whether orange is the last element, you insert it at the end. But it is not considered as the last element because there is no ordering of element in case of set. Likewise, changing an element. So changing items. So changing an item, that is through add function. Likewise, add an item if you want to add an item. So updating an item. So update is one of the function through which you can update the list within this. So this is that to add more than one item to a set. Here update is there. So within update you need a list. So this is the list of all orange, mango, apple. So these are to be added within the set. But added where? It is added at this position, this position. So this is what positions are not important, values are important, that what is there within the set. There are 6 values within the set and the names are this. So as far as set is concerned, update method needs a list while add method needs a single argument. So whenever you are writing add is also adding value to a list. But in case of update, it is expecting a list of element which is to be updated. So here square bracket. Square bracket signifies that update needs a list of element and which is to be updated or which is to be added within this set. So if you want to find the same thing what you have used in case of string, tuple, list, len. Len is the function through which you can find the length of the string. If this is the value or this is the string which is specified, these are the elements of the set, then it will provide you 3 as the length of the set. Many of the functions are repeated. So because of that, what we thought about that for today's session for set and dictionary, we won't show you the hand-ons on this. Only if concepts are clear, then these are similar to that of string and list. So remove, if I want to remove an element, banana, you can change. But you can say that instead of banana, add something. So that is not possible. Are you getting? You can always remove some element from this, but updating one value on behalf of other, that is not possible. So here, if you want to remove the item, then removing the item is possible through remove function. So remove function without argument, this won't do, because here what is possible, what is expected, that remove which element. So that element name you have to specify. You can't say that remove the first element, remove second element, because indexing is not there in case of set. Even discard function is available to remove the value. So here you can say that discard banana from the set. So remove banana by using the discard function. So discard function and in this case what we are having is remove function. Basically they are working the same. Likewise remove. So pop is there. So pop signifies what? Remove the last element which is inserted. So simply pop. With pop no arguments. With remove argument is needed. But pop will remove the last element what you have inserted. So if you want to remove the last element, cherry is the last element which is inserted, then it will be removed by this function which is pop. So pop is removing the last element, but where it is stored, that is not fixed. But who has entered? You people have entered, so you know that which element is entered at the end. So when you want to check, pop will return what? So this will return the last element which is inserted. So cherry is the last element which is inserted. If I am using dot add mango, with this function in between I am writing dot add mango, then mango is the last element which is inserted. So mango will be popped out if you are calling this pop function. Pop says that last element inserted should be deleted. Likewise clear. As we have seen that what is the difference between del keyword, using del when you are removing something and when you are using clear. So clear makes the set, the list, the tuple empty. So it is making the number of elements within all this as 0. So that was clear. So apple, banana, cherry, 3 items are there. Once you are calling clear, it will make it 0. Likewise, del keyword. So del keyword is also used to delete element within the set. So del, the whole set, you can only delete the whole set. You can't delete a single element, because here what is that? Apple, banana, cherry. So these things are within the same set. So union is a function. In previous case, we have used plus, we have used join, but in case of set, function names are different. So here you can use union method to return a new set containing all elements from both the sets. So here you are having what? Set3 is equal to set1 union set2. So A, B, C. So again I am telling you that set is always containing heterogeneous elements. Heterogeneous elements means what? Combination of any data type is included in case of set. It is not possible, means it is not there that it will contain same type of data. So that was joining to using union method. Likewise update. Update set2. So set1 dot update set2. So what will happen? Set1 will contain all the elements of set1 also and set2 also. So here it is updating value of set 1. So instead of creating the third one, it is creating the third list is equal to set 1 union set 2. What is possible in this case is you are updating the value of set 1. So update the value of set 1 with the elements of set 2. So insert the elements in set 2 into set 1. So insertion is possible using method update. So likewise, I'm telling you that many methods are available as far as set is concerned, string is concerned, list is concerned, unless and until you will use yourself. You will use yourself, you won't be able to get exactly that what is happening internal. Likewise, set is the constructor, so constructor is there with list with tuple. Likewise, set constructor is always creating an empty set if no arguments are provided, but if you are providing the argument, it will create the set with 3 values. So these 2 brackets are important, that when you are having parameter, so parameter is within the brackets. So these 2 brackets, double brackets, round brackets are important when you are calling the constructor with some values. So these are add, clear, copy, difference. Difference is there which returns the set of differences between 2 sets. 2 sets are there which are the values which are different. If you want to find, then it is different. Likewise, difference update is there. So difference to removes the items in this set that are also included in other. So if other set contains the values what you are having, then it will provide, it will delete it. So that was removing the items from this. So as I told you that set is there, string is there, if all the functions are there, many functions are there. Is disjoint, is subset, is upper set, pop. So try it yourself, because what we are expecting that now you are aware with the editor what you have to use just for practicing this. So practice all this function and try to get that exactly what is happening, because if you will explain, if you will see the hands on, you will get bored that yes, whatever is written, that is possible. As it is the last session of our workshop, now one thing which is very important, or you can say which I'm interested in, is dictionary. So dictionary is something like key value pair. So it is not only value, and through index we are referring all these values. In list and tuple, you have seen that through index value you are referring the values within this list and tuples. But instead of that, in case of dictionary, you are having 2 things: key also and value also. It is always combination of 2 things. When you are referring any textbook, you are always having an index, isn't it? This index is referring what? Only the main topic of that chapter is given to you, or this topic is given to you. Once we will go to was that topic, you will know that exactly what are the values for this topics, or what are the contents of this topic. So that is nothing but key value. Only what you are having, what you are interested in, the key. That if I remember that previously, if I'm always recalling something, that maths, so many concepts are there in mathematics. So I am my key value for referring maths is the sir who taught me. So Christian sir. So if I'm having the keyword Christian sir, my memory will give you the value of maths prototypes, or you can say concepts which I'm able to recall it. So key is always there to refer any value. So for that reason, it is specified that key value pair is something which is missing in case of C. So in case of Python, one more data structure is included, which is dictionary. So a key is their brand. So if I'm referring some element, then it is brand. So Ford is the brand. Model, Mustang is the model. Year, it is 1964. So can you see that this 3 combination of key value is providing you what? Some car model. That Ford is the car. This is the model of that. In 1964, it was developed, something like that. So this is what, that something is the key, and this is nothing but the corresponding values for that. So if this type of things are available to you, then it is simple thing. Most appropriate data structure for you is nothing but dictionary. Accessing values within item. Now accessing element within the item, indices are possible, index is possible. But the index in case of dictionary is not simple 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index in case of dictionary is key. So index you have to provide as the key, what you will get is the corresponding value. So if I'm writing index, so index are always possible. Index has to be written in square brackets only. So if I'm writing model, this is key. So it will provide the value x as what was the model? It was Mustang was the model, isn't it? So here in case of indexing, in case of dictionary is nothing but key. It is not 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So indexing is different than that of list and tuple. So this is what it is always giving you the value for the key model. And what you have to pass as index key. So again, get is the method. So even get is the method to get value for the specific key. For a specific key, use a get method to get the value of that key. Directly, you can use this brackets also, or use a get function or get method to get the value. Likewise, values and this. So these are, you can change the values. So as it is mutable. What is unmutable? The unmutable part is we have seen in case of tuple that you can change the values. But here you can change the values. That now the year was 1964. If you want to change it to 2018, it should be possible. So what you have to refer is key. Key is the most important part. Again, I'm telling you that when you want to refer this dictionary, this dic, then what you have to refer it through brand, through model, through year. So index give as year. So this can be updated that the year is 1964. Instead of that, I want to make it 2018. So that is possible. So it is mutable. You can change any value at any point because through indices that value is available, that key is available to you. You can access the variable. Likewise, looping. So as for loop, you can use to access all the variable. But if simple thing, what you have written like this, it will always print all the keys. For X in this dictionary, it will only print all the key values because here you haven't specified two variables. You have only specified X. So X is referring the key. So you can loop through dictionary by using a for key, but when looping through a dictionary, the return value are keys of the dictionary because here all the elements of dictionary are referred through key. But if I want the both pairs are to be printed, like the key also and the value also. So for that you have to use like this. For X and Y in this dictionary dot items, there is one function which is item which is taking both the things X and Y, key and the value simultaneously. It will store into X and Y, and through the values of X and Y, you can print the X and Y. So now in this scenario, we will print key value, everything. If only X and this key is written, this dictionary is written, you will be only able to print all the keys. Here it will print key as well as value. Here what is this? Print all the values in the dictionary one by one. So X is nothing but key, isn't it? So through key, if you are writing the key within the dictionary as the index, it will always give you all the values. So if I want to print value V1, V2, V3, so this is the way to which you can only print values. This is the way through which you can only print keys. And this is the way through which you can print key as well as values simultaneously. Both the things are possible using this. Likewise, this is the key that if you want to check whether some key exists or not, so simply in is the function through which always you can check whether some value is existing within the function or not, within the dictionary or not. Likewise, len is the function through which you can print the length of the dictionary. 3 was the answer. 3 should be the answer if you want to add something new. So here you can add like this. So adding an item to dictionary is done using the new index key. So this is new index. It is not first, second, third, all this brand model here. This is not the key. New key if you want to use or you want to include within the dictionary, you may include. But here you have to write what? Dictionary, the index is color, the new key is color, and that is the index of this. And then you can specify the value which is red. So when you are printing at that time, it will print what? When you are printing this dictionary, you will be able to print what? Both the things. Brand, model, year with the values and color. So this is included with index. So adding elements within this. If you want to remove, then pop with the key. As you have done in case of list, most of the things are repeated in case of dictionary. So you can just try pop with argument. When pop with argument is there, it will delete all the elements from this dictionary. Removing the elements, so del is the keyword. Through del also, either a single element you can delete, single key value pair you can delete, or del with simply the dictionary name, you can make 0 elements within the dictionary. The same concept as list. Likewise, clear will do what? It will make all the elements as 0. The number of elements, the length of the dictionary will become 0. Copy. So there is one function which is copy, which is copying from one list to the other. So it is duplicating. My dic will be the duplicate of this dictionary. So copy, so one by one also you can copy all the elements from one dictionary to the other. So dict is the keyword through also, which needs a parameter as the list dictionary, and then you can copy it into other. So both the things are there. This is considered as a function which you have to call the dictionary name dot copy. Here it is the method or the function which needs parameter as this dictionary and will create the duplicity of the dictionary. Now these are the functions. So as I told you that all the functions are available. If the concept of what is dictionary is known to you, you can try all the functions yourself. That clear is there, copy is there, get is there, item is there, key is there, pop is there, pop item is there, update is there, values are there. So that was ending of dictionary. Try all the functions yourself. If I show hand-ons as it is the last day, it will take a huge time. So simply I'm listing out what are the difference between set and dictionary. So the first thing is set and dictionary both are using curly brackets. So to access set and dictionary, both are using what? Curly brackets. But you can see that curly brackets in which all the items are separated by comma. That in case of set. But in case of dictionary, you are having key colon value comma key colon value key colon comma value type of items within a dictionary. So as empty set is looking like this, empty dictionary is looking like this, though both are referred through curly braces. Both dictionary, so but dictionary has a key value pair, while in case of set you are only having a single value. Simply dictionaries are unordered sets. Dictionaries are unordered. Ordered means what? 0, 1, 2, 3. After this only this is there, this is only there. So first element, second element, third element, this type of scenario, ordering is not there in case of set also and dictionary also. So they are unordered. A set is a collection which is again unordered and unindexed. So dictionaries are indexed and sets are unindexed. So dictionaries are unordered, key value pair. Key value pairs are always there. So main difference is that items in dictionaries are accessed through keys. So index is nothing but the key in case of dictionary and not via their position. Position is not there because they are unordered. Position is always there whenever ordered, or whenever the data structure itself is ordered. In list and tuple, they are ordered. Set and dictionary, they are unordered. List is indexed. Tuple is indexed. Dictionary is indexed. Set is unindexed. Now here we have listed out just for your reference that which are the functions available in set but not in dictionary. So these are the functions which are available in set but they are not in dictionary. Likewise, these are the functions which are available in dictionary but not in set. So just comparison of function to function. Many times this type of questions were asked, so because of that we have simply listed out. Okay, now function is already covered. So that is the end of today's session and hope you enjoyed this workshop and the session. So again, what we were expecting is feedback from you people. So as far as feedbacks are concerned, there would be a link